Hello and welcome to the pre-match show of the second ODI between India and Australia. Well, Shubhayan, I have with me Shubhayan, Bharat, and Atreo. Before I begin, Shubhayan, tell us the latest on the weather because you had predicted a washout. Is it going towards that?
It rained overnight, but from a couple of hours, since the last couple of hours, it has cleared up. And yes, we should have a timely toss and an on-time start. So that's looking good from the weather department. So yeah, you can say it was predicted. The rain is still predicted, but it's clear right now. So weathermen, the weather gods have listened to the fans.
Well, good enough. Do you see any? Of course, in India, will have Rohit Sharma coming in.
Yes.
Atro, whose place do you think? You know, in whose place will he come in? Ishan Kishan, of course. Oh, sorry, my bad. Ishan Kishan, right?
Yes, I mean, why do you ask that?
Right. No, no. For a second, I thought who had opened in the first ODI. Sorry, I'm still a little hungover in WPL, so I'm getting confused. Um, but Atro, I just wanted to ask that Ishan Kishan, after scoring his 200, hasn't really made a big impact in ODIs. Could also be because of the chopping and changing continuously. But with KL Rahul keeping, how does it look for Ishan Kishan? How does the future look for Ishan Kishan?
Well, he's still not a veteran. He's a quite a youngster, and he will have his time, and people and situations will evolve, will change. There'll be phases of transition. So Ishan Kishan will definitely get a chance sooner or later, and then we'll see. I mean, how it goes. But he's a very talented youngster who has done quite well. I mean, yeah, we can say that after the double century, he hasn't quite got going. But let's not rule him out. I mean, he's there. I mean, he will be there for a while. We will see. I mean, there'll be time to uh, come to a conclusion about how good he is.
Australia have won the toss and have opted to field first. Uh, Obviously, there was drizzles initially. You think an obvious choice, Bharat?
Yeah, this is they've decided the ball first, right? Yeah, these days field first is quite a is something that most of the teams go for, and they might also be thinking about the weather if it comes into consideration on those bases. But field first is generally in the option these days, and Australia would hope that the batting conditions could get slightly easier in the second innings.
Nathan Ellis has come in place of Glenn Maxwell, who is a bit sore. That's what Steve Smith has said, and Alex Carey is back as well, who was unwell. Does Australia look a more balanced team on paper? After, of course, had told us yesterday that on paper they are a good side, but do they look more balanced today?
Looking at their playing 11, I think so. I mean, Glenn Maxwell any day is a big miss, given what he brings to the table. But yes, he's coming after a long time, so him being a bit sore is pretty natural. But Nathan Ellis is a good bowler, very consistent, very uh, gritty bowler, I would say, who has a bunch of variations under his sleeve. So a very handy bowler to have, especially when Australia are bowling first under these conditions where there will be definitely some sort of moisture there. So yes, it's good. And Shardul also misses out for the Indian team in place of and Akshar Patel is playing today. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's also a good change.
I'll get to that
Yeah,
side also.
but yes, Nathan Ellis coming in and Alex Carey coming in. Although I was impressed by Josh English wicket keeping skills in the last match. But yes, Alex Carey any day is your first choice keeper, so he will be preferred any day.
Right. Yes, Atra, obviously, I would come to you with the Indian changes. As we knew, Rohit Ishan, of course, and Aksar is in place of Shardul. What do you think of that change?
I think in this case, the team has gone for that third spin option, who can also be a good man with a bat. So that's what the team has gone for. And I was always thinking, because when you have Hardik Pandya in the side as the third seamer, you have the option of filling that third spinner as well. Now in Vizag, where it has rained and things are, a little moist. So I'm not sure. How big decision that is to go in with an additional spinner. But yeah, it's a sort of a balanced replacement, because somebody who can bowl has replaced somebody who can bowl and bat. So same for same, although spin and pace. Yeah.
Right. Well, it will be initially it will be a little tough for batting, Bharat, because this kind of pitches and it's black soil, so it's not gonna really crack up, right? So maybe that is also one more reason. I'm a little confused about getting in an Aksar in place of Shardul.
See, moist conditions, the drainage system I heard is very good there. So in 30, 45 minutes, they say, yeah, all the moisture, everything will be sucked up. So I'm not too sure how the pitch would be. As far as Akshar Patel is concerned, see, black soil, yeah, black soil pitch. So Indian, as you know, the black soil pitches in Australia are sort of different to the black soil pitches in India in terms of bounce. So the bounce could be little less. It's not the same kind of black soil that you get here in India. So the bounce could be little less. Even if there is any moisture, as it is said, moisture would help spinner to get a little bit of grip. So that could also bring Aksar into play. Ravi Shastri, if you remember, during the MCG test, got Ashwin into the attack very early in the innings, and Shane Warne also has had said this time three, 4 times when there's moisture, it helps the spinners to grip a little bit if there is something. So I think it's a decent choice as far as the conditions is concerned. So wait and see, because I heard that the drainage system is really good there. So not sure you would get much moisture, because I heard at 11 o'clock itself, the rain had eased off about 2 hours ago.
Shubhan, how good has Shubman Gill been?
Oh, he's a superstar, isn't he? And now he's coming. Now he's showing his class at the highest stage. We have seen him do it uncountable of number of times for Punjab. He has dominated. And he likes to play. Whatever I have seen of Shubman Gill in the domestic circuit since his under 19 days, he loves to play big knocks, and that is what his best quality is. He's hungry for runs. He's not satisfied after getting a century. He wants to make it 140, 150, and that sort of knocks he plays. He's a big temperament player, big match player, and it's good to see him using his skill sets and not wasting them. That's the biggest quality, and he has been guided superbly throughout his younger days. Even since the time he came under Yuvraj Singh's, Yuvraj Singh's shadow. He has listened to every advice that Yuvraj has given to him, and he's a special talent. And we know that since he played his first ever delivery against New Zealand, if I'm not wrong, his debut match, he scored a flick shot, and from there we know that he's going to stay here for a long time. And it's just the start of Shubman Gill. We are going to talk about Shubman Gill a lot in the next decade.
Atruk, since KL Rahul has started batting at number 5, he has looked way more comfortable. Do you think someone like a KL Rahul, maybe it's a big thing to say, but is he more suited for ODI format than, for example, a T20 format where he at times obviously takes time and the whole strike rate issue again, because in ODIs he has been superb at number 5 for India.
Yeah. See, yes, because we are seeing this on the basis of the last two memorable innings from him. One was in
Right,
at Gardens against Sri Lanka, and one was 2 days back against Australia. So
right.
those were situations which permitted him to not go hammer and tongs and just be there and apply yourself, be yourself, and score your runs and take the team out of trouble. That's one situation. And the other is on what you generally expect on these kind of pitches is that you have to score far more quickly. Well, that situation didn't come. So, but anyway, Rahul is fairly well equipped to deal with different kind of situations, and is a very valuable batsman, and he knows how to go about it when it comes to different kind of requirements, different kind of conditions and situations. So I think he's a fairly good choice going ahead in the 50 over format. No doubt about that.
Yes,
And
Shubham.
KL Rahul averages 56. He has batted at number 5 in 17 innings. He has an average of 56. Seven half centuries, one century is there, so he has clearly adapted to that middle order role a bit better. And him being a good player of spin as well gives him the leverage to play his game as he wants to in that number 5 situation. As an opener, he will have to set the tempo. You don't know what is the good score in this pitch. You have to set a tempo there. In the middle order, you know what your top order has done, and you know where can I take this team coming at 30 or 40th over. You know how far I can take this team. So that I think that clearance of mind, that clarity of role has given Rahul a better leverage as a number 5 player in ODI. So a 56 average in 17 innings, I think it's a great thing for Rahul.
Absolutely. Interestingly, India has done very well in ODIs. They have won 8 of their last 8 ODIs. It's 8 out of 8 for them. And for Australia, they have won 8 of their 11 ODIs. So, Bharat, how important is this ODI for Australia to, of course, kind of feel better about their World Cup campaign coming up in India? It
I'm
of
not too
course
sure how it
also
works.
means that the series is in
Mm.
line.
Not sure how it works because see, World Cup is still many months away, and obviously, Australia, some of the players, some of their key bowlers, a couple of their key bowlers are missing. So they don't exactly have their best side here. From their point of view, obviously, wins will help in terms of confidence. You can take it forward to the next series and all. But yeah, this is a bilateral series for Australia. It's all about perhaps looking at the bench strength a little bit. See, today Ellis is playing. So someone else like Sean Abbott or Cameron Green also is in the equation. It's looking at how they perform under pressure. Yeah, wins are obviously very important. Going into the World Cup, it builds confidence, but it's also perhaps for Australia, from Australian point of view, it's also about how some of these fringe players perform under pressure when they're put under pressure.
Shubhayan, with the World Cup just a few months away, do you think Surya Kumar Surya Kumar is running out of time as far as cementing his place in the ODI squad is concerned?
I think the way Shreyas Iyer has played at that number 4 role, anyone coming to that role or playing that role will be under pressure. Shreyas has done extremely well at number 4, and he has made that sort of number 4 position his own, at least in ODIs, especially at home condition. So and Surya, on the contrary, has not delivered goods. for India in this format. I'm not talking about T20s or other formats. Just in ODIs at number four, Surya has not looked at home, and that is why we had discussed after the last match. Maybe they can switch the swap the position of Rahul and Surya Kumar Yadav. Maybe give him that zone of the finisher zone. Maybe he can use his high tempo game better at number five, number six, and that's why we had discussed. And yes, I would say that. Anyway, I think whenever Shreyas Iyer returns, he will have a shot. He will have a shot again at number four before the World Cup. But anyone who comes into that place will have that sort of pressure or understanding that I am the second fiddle for that number four. I am not the top one for this role. So I think maybe Surya will have to do a lot more to make his position his this number four position his own in this format.
Atreo, Virat Kohli has been phenomenal at this venue. He has got 300, 200s actually, one 150 and two more 50s. Another Virat Kohli masterclass expected?
See, I mean, when you are heading into a match where there is a weather concern, then you do not usually expect a lot of batting master classes uh, in the long run. But yeah, I mean, see, it's not about Virat Kohli actually. It's about everybody. I mean, it's about everybody who, and these are going to be challenging conditions to bat, because there has been some rain, it's been moist and all that. So these are going to be challenging conditions for batting. So I think it's for uh, for the batting units of both sides. It's a matter of coming good as a unit. And in this case, probably I look beyond individuals. I mean, whether it's a Virat Kohli or whether it's a Dan Green or whether it's a Steve Smith or it's a Rohit Sharma, uh, I'll step aside those. But I think let's see. Yeah.
Uh, Bharat, Marnus Labuschagne, has he done enough on this in this side in ODIs for the last few ODIs? He hasn't really clicked at number four. You think he'll be under tremendous pressure to perform?
Not very sure it'd be under tremendous pressure because I sense that Australia want to give him a run before they really take him out. So yeah, you would want to score runs definitely. Any batter would want to score runs over a period of time. But he definitely in ODI cricket he definitely has the game to bat at say four or five in the middle order wherever it is. He can bat. So you can say Smith and Labuschagne have play at a similar kind of tempo, but he has the game to pace the innings and score big. Just I think he's just one game away from getting back into the thick of things.
Sureksha, you're in your audio. No, no, no. I think you need to connect again. Anyway, I'll take this question. I'll take this question to Atro now. Mitchell Stark, we know what he did in the last match with the ball. Extremely potent customer, especially in these conditions. A challenge perhaps for a returning Rohit Sharma. How do you see this where Mitchell Stark versus Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma battle?
It's going to be a very intriguing one. I mean, if it takes
Hmm.
place, it'll be quite fascinating to watch. Fascinating to watch because in the previous match we saw that Stark got the ball to talk. I mean, that was
Yes.
coming significantly and angling out. Various kind of things and at his pace, which was around say 145k. So. It's going to be a very very interesting battle, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Bharat Mitchell Stark, I think he will make the job of returning Pat Cummins whenever he returns, and whenever Josh Hazelwood is fit. It will be extremely difficult to fit all those three in with the likes of Mitchell Marsh there, Cameron Green there, and Marcus Stoinis in there.
Yeah, and what makes it worse is obviously Hazelwood is someone who seems like in limited overs cricket, little more better suited than Pat Cummins. Sometimes it feels that way. Obviously, Stark as well, as we've seen, he has got his swing back. As I said, he nowadays occasionally bowls that wobble balls, which kind of leaves the right-hander on the angle. So yeah, he seems to be back in top form. So yeah, definitely it would make it a tricky situation for Arsenal team because Hazelwood obviously that seems like it's kind of bit of long-term injury, Achilles, but hopefully he will be back fit from Arsenal point of view as well.
Right. Trisha,
Absolutely.
are you back? Yes, she's
Yes,
back.
I am back. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, only about 7 8 minutes in the show left. Key battles. For this question is for each one of you. We'll start with Shubhayan. Key battles that you are looking forward to.
I think I just asked Atro the same question when you were
Okay, sorry,
trying to
I
reconnect.
tell.
No, no, no. I asked him about a particular battle that is Mitchell Stark versus the Indian openers Rohit Sharma versus Shubman Gill. Extremely
Yes, we
looking
have a
forward to it.
special love for left arm pacers. You know,
Left arm paces
fast pacers.
plus the rainy conditions, Australian bowling first, Rohit Sharma returning after a matches break, so makes it for a perfect start of this ODI.
Absolutely. Any other battle that you are looking forward to, Shubhayan?
Of course, I mean the way Mohammad Shami bowled in the last match, him against the top order Australian top order. I'm a bit surprised that David Warner misses out from this match. Also, if your opener is missing two matches on the trot, he's with the travelling squad after going back from the Test series. Why? What is the purpose of carrying him if he's not going to play two of your three ODIs? I don't get it. I don't get it. But yes, Shami against the Australian top order is another battle I'm looking forward to.
Bharat?
Yeah, I'll just delve deeper into what Subhain said that Mars versus Shami could be interesting in that sense because he looks to hit into the downtown territories that straight on the ground. And if Shami finds a little bit of, or even for the matter, Siraj finds a little bit of movement of the pitch or in the air or the three-quarter seam that Siraj has, so that could be interesting because Mitchell Mars is kind of a stand and deliver player. He will if the ball is there to be hit, he will hit through the line. So little bit of movement. It could also lead to his downfall, or if he gets going, it could be a couple of sixes as well.
Um, Athro, Adam Zampa has dismissed Virat Kohli 5 times, Rohit Sharma 4 times, KL Rahul and Hardik Pandya thrice each. A battle to another battle to look out for Zampa versus the Indian top order, top middle order as well. You know,
Yes, certainly, because Zampa is an uncompromising sort of a bowler who goes for it. He doesn't care. I mean, who's he's up against. He doesn't care about that, and he goes for it. And a lot of times he has succeeded, and especially against Indian batters, as you mentioned, with those figures. And yes, Zampa versus the Indian batting order is going to be uh, something that might determine the fate of this series. And it's definitely one of the battles that I look forward to, if weather permit.
yes, there's of course the whole weather thing looming, and that is where you know when you bat, when India comes out to bat, if how much does it affect you that you know it could be a curtailed game? You know, do you set separate targets in your mind, or do you change the way you would approach an ODI otherwise, Shubhayan?
I think you will have to add another 50 runs to whatever total you are thinking of. That's I think how teams should approach in a rain threatened match where a weather threatened match I would say where you know that the prospect of the Duckworth Lewis method coming into the play is there. So try and focus on 50 runs extra. Of course, the Pacers will get assistance initially. Mitchell Stark, Nathan Ellis, and others will get a bit of assistance early on, and that will make the challenge a bit tougher. But yes, the kind of batting unit India has, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, both stroke players, natural stroke players. They don't have to play out of their skin or out of their game to score quick runs. That is their natural game. They like to play their strokes. So Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, the kind of start they give is going to be extremely important. But yes, I think somewhere or other there will be this rain thing in the mind that we need to score a bit more to enforce Australia to their back foot, and if the DLS comes into the play, then we will be ahead. So yes, that will be. I think that will go into the minds of Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, and others. Surya Kumar's role in this match could be key. Could be key if you want to have a few quick runs under the on the scoreboard.
Interesting. Um, just because you said this, do you think you could see a change in the batting order? Maybe Sky sent as a not really a pinch hitter, but just to change the momentum.
I don't think anybody. I don't think, but I don't think anybody is touching Virat Kohli at number three.
No, no, it's not about touching. You're not displacing him
Huh.
completely. It's a little again. It's a very situational thing uh,
Hmm.
because again depends. It says it's sunny right now, but as
Hmm.
you said, because the weather might get affected and they might look for quick runs. Archer, do you find it necessary, or do you find all this talk about a curtain game a little unnecessary, and you just approach it as a normal ODI?
See, it depends completely on the context. I mean, it depends completely on the situation. I mean, if it's I mean, like you mentioned, I mean, it's relevant. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can try out somebody in place of somebody else. I mean, you can rotate between the conventional positions and combinations. But that depends also a lot on what are the conditions in offer and what the situation is and how things are placed. So we can't possibly say that okay, you do this and do that. Not like that. It will depend on the situation and there will some situational decisions will have to be made on part of the Indian team management because we are in a kind of a fluid stage. I mean, it's not very concrete yet. So as we head closer to the World Cup, I mean, there are certain things which will have to be tried out, and then we'll see. I mean, then there are people to take those calls. Yeah.
Uh, we are almost at the end of the show, so of course the prediction hat has to be on. Shubhayan, prediction time.
I think weather conditions. I think 1-1 to Australia.
Bharat.
Yeah, this time I'll go with India.
Oh, I thought he will say underdogs and he will start. I was like, who was he going to point as underdogs? Today there's no underdog, so he goes for Australia. Atrio, two for Australia.
I
India
think
is
I'll go for Australia.
Oh, he said India. He said
Oh,
India.
sorry,
Bharat
Bharat
said
said
India.
India. Bharat said India.
Bharat is
But
India.
Atrio has gone for Australia, so it is 2-1 for Australia. Well, whether Australia can, make it 1-1, or does rain get this ODI off to makes it a washout? We'll have to wait and watch. But thank you, gentlemen, for joining me for the pre-show. Obviously, you guys will be back with the mid innings and post-show. Keep following us and also keep watching our videos of the celebration that Mohun Bagan Super Giants are doing because they won the ISL last night. So keep tuning into Rev Sports and keep enjoying. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.